Heirloom means just holding on to a moment, and trying to enjoy that moment for everything that it is.
So by definition, you could say an heirloom is something that is passed down from generation to generation. Maybe it's your grandmother's wedding ring or your father's watch. But it's like, I don't see it as passing down the value that these items may or may not hold. It's that these items represent the passing of time itself. So this actually ties into the main concept of the record, which relates to this directly. It's about the passing of time and the struggle with it. So you're trying to grip onto the best moments in life and feeling that anxiety knowing that it won't last forever. I remember I was talking with my grandmother, funny enough. She's 85 years old now. And I knew in about 5 to 10 years she probably won't be with us. So it's like, no, I don't need to see what's around the corner. I'm good right now. Let's keep things the way they are. And I knew during that conversation that one day I'd be dying to be back in that moment with her. So it's like, ironically, I'm sitting there in the future, longing for the present, that I'm ultimately missing because I'm stuck in my head about what's to come. Each song on this album is actually taking the idea behind the struggle of the passing of time and expressing it in a different way.
So we just have this formula of writing that we kept to since the beginning. You know, we started at my house, Jacob and I, and we just bounce riff off each other until we figure out that, wow, this could have potential. And we just go through the formula. We go to Luke's, and he opens up our minds to a lot of things that we couldn't hear, and that just develops into a song at the end of the day. And from there, it gets shipped off to Jared, and he just bangs out the melodies by himself.
We came in, like half an idea maybe, and we came home with an entirely new instrumental.
As a drummer, I look at bands where like drums really stand out and aren't just there to kind of fill the background. I look at guys like Danny from Neck Deep. I look at the story so far, just really creative like drum parts that actually take the song forward instead of just being there to keep the beat.
The main thing was to be truthful about our craft and not kind of play into what people want, because as long as you're truthful, people will relate.
You know, we record with Sam Guyana out in Toronto, and Sam has been at this for years and years now. He just recorded the latest Silverstein album. He's worked with bands like Rarity, Like Pacific, Young Culture, and you know, Sam's a veteran in this game. You know, and he's somebody that we look to for advice. We look to just for direction, inspiration, and you know, we couldn't have done this record without Sam. And I think when you listen to this record, especially the production side of it, you definitely hear what Sam's put into it.
I mean, working with Sam was just such a great opportunity. Once again, he just makes everything so easy. When we went to the studio, we knew exactly what to expect from him. Stress just isn't there with him. His presence is just amazing. We just joke all the time that.
Yeah, I think it's pretty crazy how like four dudes who met on the internet, if not just through like different projects, like we're somehow able to come together and make this work for as long as it has and get as far as it did.
And we're all best friends at the end of the day. We're a family. We have our ups and downs. We at the end of the day are close, and we're brothers, but we also know when to get serious. It's just the chemistry, man. It's just the vibe that you have as a group, and all having that same vision. And sure, everybody has their role.
There's definitely chemistry. I mean, there's definitely chemistry in the band, and it's quite good. So
we don't get angry at each other for any bullshit that you always have those horror stories in studios where like the band ends up breaking up because whatever, you wanted that part so bad, or who knows, and we don't have that. We just laugh at everything, and like together in the jam room, I mean, dude, like we're just musicians that like love each other, and we want to do this forever basically. So
I think everyone in the band is dedicated, and I think we all have like the same goals and visions, and we just want to take this as far as we can, be as big as we possibly can be, just playing more shows, playing bigger shows, playing festivals.
Hopefully people dig the album as much as we do, and it sets us off to where we want to be.
but we really want to, get our feet wet in the States. And for us, it's just trying to play as many shows as possible, to tour as much as possible, and to really push this album as far as we can.
Within the next year, I'd love to be touring again, squeezing out this new record for everything it's worth, for everything we want to do with it, and hopefully just pushing through the next couple of years with this thing and getting on a whole new level with it. So that's really what I see.
Shout out to Cody Jones. Cody Jones is the label head. He's our father figure. He's our best friend. He's our brother. He runs Anchor 84 Records out of LA. We obviously couldn't have done this record without him.
Shout out to Sam Guyana, Kyle Marchant, Luke Sylvester. Honestly, man, just everyone who's came out, giving us love, and brought us up to where we are right now, man. Like, shout the fuck out, for real.